Hey, all, I hope everyone is somewhat recovering from the recent fires. And the great thing about tragedy in LA is everybody pulls together and it shows how great we can be when we want to help others. But on a happier note, I have a really special guest today, Valentina Kamenova. She is an actor, she is a musician. I know she recently did a movie in Europe. I believe it was Italy, but she'll let me know. And I think she goes back and forth between Europe and Los Angeles, but we'll ask her about that. And I know most of her family, or a lot of her family, so I'm looking forward to interviewing her and seeing her um, answer my questions about what she's been doing. So thanks again. Please welcome Valentina Kamenova.
Welcome to my podcast where I'll be speaking with guests candidly about interesting topics. So join me on Candid with Kimbra.
Hey everyone, today my guest is Valentina Kamenova. And I just had to ask her, am I saying your name right? Because I know it's Bulgarian, right? Isn't it a Bulgarian, right? And your dad is Bulgarian, right?
Yeah.
And your mom is Italian American, right?
Yep.
So she's Bulgarian and Italian. And when I saw your movie, I just was like, oh, I have to get her on the podcast because I know that you did the directing, the acting. You probably wrote some music for it too, right?
Yes, I composed the whole soundtrack for it actually, yeah.
So I'm just going to backtrack a little bit because for people that don't know Valentina, she is an actress. She is a singer-songwriter. She just wrote a movie that I saw. It's a short, right? It was a short.
Yes.
And have you entered it in any film festivals, or what's the route you're going to take with that movie?
Yes, I already did the film festival circuit. It did really well,
Hmm.
um, especially in Europe. And I actually, in one of the festivals, Monza Film Festival, I won the best soundtrack. So that was great. And then after in different festivals, it won some awards. It went really well. So now it's out on YouTube, so everyone could see it now. It's a
Yeah.
great feeling.
Yeah. How long was the movie? I can't remember.
14 minutes.
14 minutes. Okay, so that's a good. So shorts have to be probably at least what, 5 minutes all the way up to maybe a half hour or something like that.
Yeah, I would say that, or even like at most, just my opinion, this is just my opinion, like 20 minutes at most.
Yeah, 20
I think when
minutes.
it reaches a half hour, then it becomes like a medium length film, and I don't know.
Right.
But
That's true.
that's just my opinion. That's all.
Yeah, well, they probably have rules, and maybe different festivals have different rules. But
Yeah.
so after doing that movie, what was the hardest part about, because you did it all? I mean, you even directed it too, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, I thought that the I guess it's the theme or the message was very deep because it seemed like you were trying to um, kind of go through things from your childhood and maybe work up things with your father. Isn't that what it was? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it talks about this girl who's like kind of passing an identity crisis, and she can't let go of her past, so she can't really tell what's real and what's not.
Hmm.
The child is just a symbol, she's of the inner child that I think we have all within us. And
Sure.
yeah, there's certain people that were the most important to her in her life that just come back and just as a little reminder, but it's all like it's I would say a film that's open to
I'm
interpretation.
just going to say that it's open to interpret it, which is what film should be anyway, right? So whatever
Yeah,
you get out of it.
exactly.
Um, so okay, so let's back up a little. You've been acting for a while, and since you were what, like 6 or something? I know you did commercials.
Yeah, I did my like first commercial when I was 9, and then I starred in the Italian two-part miniseries when I was 10 years old, based on World War II. And then I continued just pursuing my artistic career as an actress, singer, songwriter, composer. I've really been focusing a lot on the acting and composing, but
Mhm.
I love my singing. I always sing and songwrite. So
I watched one of your, I think it was Instagram posts recently, where you were playing your instrumental piano music, right?
yeah.
I think that's so nice that I love it when people just turn on the phone and just, play away. Because I'm always like, oh God, it has to be so perfect. Everything's got to be perfect. But it's good just to be like casual, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm jamming on the piano.
Yeah, kind of like more real, I guess. But
Yeah.
I hear you. I'm also a perfectionist. I have so many songs like I've recorded, with the orchestral, and everything. And, I still have to finish those just because, it's like I want it perfect, right?
Yeah, I know sometimes we can be too perfect, but the other side of that is that once it's done, it's like I don't want to deal with it anymore. So if there's anything that bugs me, I want to get it out, you know?
Right, right,
So
exactly. I hear you.
yeah, I know you've been playing piano since you were a little girl, right? Since about
Since
10,
I was
maybe.
five.
Oh,
Since I was
five.
five, yeah.
Wow. Right. You still had that piano. I know, the one in like Studio City, right?
Yeah, yeah, I still have. I actually stopped by there yesterday. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
and you've been in Europe, you said. You haven't been back to LA for 2 years, right?
Yeah, I haven't been back to LA for 2 years. I moved to Rome,
Hmm.
Italy, 3 years ago.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm back after 2 years. So,
Oh, so and you come back to the fires, right? It's like,
like, oh my gosh, but just
I know.
crazy times. I think it's just crazy times. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and it's funny because I've been in LA my whole life, and I think this was the worst tragedy I've seen because I personally had like three friends that lost their homes. And it
I'm
just every
sorry.
yeah, I know every time I read about it or see it, it breaks my heart. But the one thing is that it's nice to see everybody kind of banding together and helping. A lot of people are donating time, clothes, money, everything else.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, my mom and I gave some. We had so many boxes, so we're like, yeah, like just of things like that we haven't used, so we gave that. We donated that as well, of course. So
I know, I know. So, now fast forward, when did you start? Did you move to Rome like in your late teens, early 20s, or when did you decide to go spend more time in Europe?
I was 21 when I decided, but it really wasn't in the plan. I just went there as a vacation with my mother,
Mhm.
and I think I was just ready for change. I felt a calling that Italy was calling me, and I already knew it very well. I always loved Italy, having Italian blood as well. And I saw this music conservatory, and it was starting like really soon. So it was like starting in like 5 days. So I had to make the decision in 5 days. So I ended up making the decision in 5 days to stay. And then after everything changed from there, just totally
Wow.
left everything behind, and changed my life like that. I was ready though. I think I was ready. It was
It's
the
it's a great experience though to live. I lived in Europe. Gosh, in my I went there 19, 20, 21, went to school there, and it was a great because you probably learned, even though you're Italian American, by living in Italy, you just learn so much about the cultural differences and the way they think about Americans and vice versa, right?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So it's very different. They're two different worlds.
And you have family that still lives there, right, in Italy?
Yeah, yeah. And I have some family in Rome, a little outside of Rome,
Hmm.
and in the South that I still haven't met yet.
Oh, yeah, the South. You mean you haven't been to Sicily, or have you
I
traveled?
have. I've been to Sicily. I've been all down. I've been to most places down south, but there's just a lot of family that I have yet to know. I have I know a lot of my family and my cousins down there, but a lot of them I still don't know. So I'd be
Well, you
very
have so many new
curious.
relationships to look forward to. And Italy, is it similar or is it a whole different thing? You know?
I think it's both similar and different. It's a very walking Sophia. Oh my gosh, so
We
Sophia,
have marbles in our mouth today, Sophia.
right?
So.
Sophia. Sophia, it's a very walking city, so I think it's a city that's very up and coming.
Oh.
Um, but it's different. I feel like it's more laid back, I would say.
Mm.
It, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, yeah, it has the people are great there.
And your dad still lives there, right?
He still lives there, yeah, and my half brother, yeah,
Oh, wow. I haven't seen your half brother. Well,
yeah.
I'm sure it's beautiful. But I've never been to Bulgaria, so I can't tell you anything about it. But I've seen
Great.
pictures and I know it's from what I've heard, it's very, very beautiful. Um, okay, so now you move to Italy, you do the music conservatory, you said, right? And
Yeah, I
that
studied there for 3 years, yeah.
that must have been what a great learning experience that must have been, huh?
Yeah, it was great. It really expanded me on like just learning the technique. I studied jazz piano to be specific. So I wanted to use that, not like I wanted to take the technique of jazz
Hmm.
and to my compositions, just to learn technique, because then that can widen my
Mm-hmm.
perspective on my compositions,
Mm-hmm.
and give me more ideas,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and widen the range of what I can do with
Mm-hmm.
my composition. So it has.
That I didn't realize you studied jazz. That's awesome. Um, and did you guys obviously did you study traditional classical music theory as well, or was it just specifically jazz?
I had a lesson where I did do classical as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, Chopin, Bach, all
Mm-hmm.
these.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, it was mainly focused on jazz. So I had like a course because everyone has to do the course of classical training.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The ear training, the harmony,
Sure.
written, writing, learning how to write music, the time signature, all of these things. I still get a little, it's not easy. I mean,
Oh
it
my
wasn't.
gosh, I took music as a minor in college, but I also for years studied privately and different. Music theory was the hardest for me, because I was always just winging it. I'm like, okay, I got to myself, you know.
Right, right, exactly. But I mean, at the same time, like I play with feeling. So it's like for me, that's more important to play
Sure.
with feeling rather than technique. I play with technique as well, and that's great to know it.
Uh,
But I feel like if it's only played with technique and there's no feeling, it's
Of
hard
course. Yeah, I
to.
totally agree. Like if I'd rather play with someone who can't even read or write music at all, but they have great ear and feeling, rather than someone who's just really good technically. But
Exactly.
the combination of both, it is good to be around people who kind of can read music too, because it's a language, so it saves time a little bit.
Right, right, exactly.
But sometimes if you're just jamming, you need someone who's good at improv, and people that are studied too much often neglect that because it has to be so perfect.
Oh, right, with all the specific
Yeah.
details, all these Dorian, Mixolydian,
Oh
like
my God,
it
Mixolydian.
was, yeah, that was like,
Oh, I know, that was
that's why I'm
crazy.
like, wait, what? But
Oh my gosh, you're just drawing. Like I used to get nightmares. Like I couldn't sleep the night before our tests because I was so worried about it.
yeah, yeah, but I mean, it's it takes time, it's something that just takes time,
Sure,
a
sure.
lot of dedication too. So,
And did you study voice at all when you were there at the school in Italy?
no, no, I didn't.
Right.
I always sing in my own time, and I still am doing the singing and writing and
Yeah,
songwriting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to your movie, I would say for me the hardest part out of everything that you've done with that movie, because I've done a lot of things too, but the directing, did you direct yourself or did you have somebody else helping to direct that film?
My mother helped out. She did the assistant director. But yeah, I also directed myself, but I was really focused on like the other actors, as I used all Italian actors. So,
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Was it filmed in Italy?
it was filmed in Italy, yeah, on
Hmm.
a town called Sabaudia, a
So,
little outside of Rome.
hmm.
Beautiful. They had amazing sunsets. And I love sunsets, so don't even get me started.
Yeah, did you ever write a song called Sunsets? I mean, that'd be perfect for you.
Good idea. Listen, I
You
don't
got to
know.
write a song called Sunsets.
Somewhere I have. I
Yeah.
don't know. But yeah,
So,
I had to make sure that the pronunciation, but they all did a fantastic job. I'm
yeah,
very
okay. So before I forget, what is the name of your short? We haven't said that yet.
inner, inner.
Inner, Inner, right?
Yeah, you can find
Inner.
it on a Lumex film page. The page
Ah,
Lumex film.
okay.
It's funny.
Um, okay, so the Italian actors, did you cast over there? Was it people that you already knew or a combination of both?
Yeah, there were people I already knew, but were actors, and I just thought they had the great look, and my mom helped me out, with the casting. She also co-produced it, and
Your
along with
mom, she's always got her fingers in a lot of things, like
yeah, right. So it's awesome. So we all like produced it along with Lumex Film, um, and so yeah, it went really well. Remind me, sorry, I'm like going off. What was the
What was the
question?
question? When you cast the film, was it was it people that you knew, or was it an open casting, or did you have to cast some parts that you didn't know, like friends already?
Yeah, no, everyone I knew, and they all were actors. It was
Mm.
just the little girl that you'll see who represents the inner child. We did not know her, but some people who helped us, with the funding of the film and the locations, helped us find the little girl who's a very fundamental has a very fundamental small but fundamental
Right.
role in the film.
Pivotal.
Yeah.
So do you think it's easier to get stuff done in Italy, like shooting films like that? Like that would be considered, do they have like a union, like how over here we have SAG? They got to have a union, right? But
They like and they have like it's not a union, but it's like oh my gosh, I'm gonna speak in Italian. It's like a
okay, you can say it with me.
society. It's a society kind of like it's called Artisti 7607, which
Uh-huh.
is, and then the other one is I forgot, but yeah, there's two societies. Yeah, you could
Yeah,
call it
societies. They call
protect
that instead of a union, they call it a society. Yeah.
yeah, protecting actors' rights and stuff like that. Yeah, there's two big ones over there.
Yeah, so I'm imagining that it's probably easier to get something like this done, like a low budget, independent short, because sometimes in America, people they want to do union stuff, but it's really hard sometimes and it can be a lot more expensive, you know.
Yeah.
So, and you found that the Italian actors, did they have a hard time with the language, the English, because it's all in English?
They actually did a great job.
Mhm.
Just like a couple, but I mean nothing crazy. They all did really good. I'm really happy with how everyone did. And everyone got it was just there was a magic on set in those days. There's just something very mystical.
When did
With
you
the
shoot it?
sunset.
How long ago did you shoot it?
End of April 2023. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I was really impressed because of the scope of what you did. Like I said, you wrote it and the music, you know, and I'm sure you did a lot of the casting and you produced it with your mom, you said.
And then Lumix film helped out a lot too. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right,
The
Lumex.
whole like co-production, between all of us. So it
Ah,
went really good. And yeah, just everything. I don't know how to explain it. There's something very mystical. Like I believe in all the mystical things. So
sure.
I like, wow, with the sunsets and just the weather. I mean, it was cold, but it was beautiful. I mean, with on the beach and this. I mean, many beautiful things. Many beautiful
So
things.
after you did this film, oh, and did you edit too? No.
I did, yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the part I hate. I'm like, I don't like editing. So it's like, I do all the preliminary, okay, mark it here, mark it here, mark it here, and then I just give
Yeah.
it to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So how did you learn to edit? Did you learn in Italy or here?
No, I mean, I just kind of winged it. I
Mm-hmm.
did like a little film production class in high school where I learned how to edit, but then I just kind of, I knew that I could get this done quick, and I was like, okay, let me just see, let me try it myself, let's see if I like. I was just doing it for fun, just to see what I could do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm kind of liking this, and it
Wow,
just,
good for you. Because like some people do like to edit. A couple of my girlfriends, they really like it because it is artistic. It's just that it's very time consuming. Time consuming to me. It's tedious sometimes. You know.
yeah,
You
yeah,
just
exactly. You have to be like,
oh,
there's also, even just looking here, if they start like moving, it's hard to, like, you have to really notice those micro things when the person's head's down
mm-hmm.
and up, the continuity of all the scenes going
Right,
together.
continuity. That's right. That's a good
Uh,
word.
yeah.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite part of the whole thing, though? Was the acting or writing or the music? What was your favorite part out of all those jobs?
That's a good question. I mean, I can't choose. It's because
It's your baby, right?
my baby, right? Well, the composing was great because like I just felt it. I don't know. Like I didn't a lot of the time I didn't really look at the video while
Mm.
composing. I played it, and if it went with the
Ah,
sequence,
that's interesting.
after, it went, and if it didn't, then I'd settle down and look at the video.
Mm-hmm,
Um, but I didn't want to be conditioned by something. I didn't want to, I'm like, listen,
mm-hmm.
go off of my imagination, off of my feeling, and then if it works, perfect. And it worked. So that
That's
was a great
awesome.
feeling, seeing the music make the film come alive.
Sure.
Um, but then it was great directing and acting because you're on the beach for like we shot for 3 days, and you're on the beach and it's just such a cool feeling being on the beach for 3 days, watching like from morning till night, and just like seeing the sunset, and I just love
Yeah,
sunset.
that's awesome. Now, do you want to do another movie, or are you going to wait and see what happens with this one more?
I'm gonna do another one. I did write another short, but after that short, I'm just gonna really focus on the features. I'm really focusing on the acting right now and the
Mhm.
composing.
That's
So
right, because I saw your email and it says, what is it, Book Valentina? What is your email?
yeah, book Valentina K. I feel like that's tacky though now. I should change that.
Well,
It's like
that is
book
so
K.
American, Valentina,
So American. It's like fuck me now.
right?
Right.
It's like when I saw it, I was like, oh, she's either being, I thought it was more like what do they say? What not self-fulfilling prophecy, but when you put it out in the universe, like book Valentina K.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I did that like what was that like 5 years ago? I should change that though because it sounds so like tacky.
Well, I mean, at least
Wait,
people know how to find you, right? Oh, by the way, do you have a website and or anything like that?
no, I don't. I have to make one still. That I
Okay,
have to do.
okay,
Yes.
but people can find you on Instagram and Facebook
Instagram.
and everywhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have a question for you. In Italy, are they so into social media as much as they are here, or not quite as much?
I think it's the same. Yeah, I think they're pretty into social media also over there. That's a good question. I really I wouldn't really know, but yeah, in my opinion, yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I would think they wouldn't be, but then again, maybe they are. Sometimes the Europeans pick up our bad American habits.
yeah, they do pick up the habits. I can say that. I think. I mean, I listen, this is all based off opinion, but
Right.
yeah, I mean, I think it's the same. It should be the same. Maybe here, a little more. I don't know, because Italy, is very well, Rome, for me at least, is a very walking city. So you just kind of,
Yes, definitely,
well,
definitely. You can get around. And when you were living in Rome, were you living in the center, or where were you staying?
yeah, in the center, right near the Vatican. Yeah.
Wow. Would they still have a lot of cats? Like,
No, not really.
really?
No.
Because I remember in the Colosseum, I guess it was, right? There was all these cats going all around.
Yeah, I don't know actually. I haven't been to the Colosseum in a long time.
Hmm.
Maybe inside. Inside, I have not been in a while. And then after also, there's a place called Largo Argentina,
Mm.
and and so in Largo Argentina, and that usually has some cats still, or in
Yeah,
Fori Imperiali.
yeah.
So
Because it seemed like Rome, in Italy, they have a affiliation. They like cats. There's an old thing that they say they like cats a lot, the city, the
yeah,
Italian people. So,
yeah, I
but
love cats. I mean, I wish I saw more around, but if you go to like, maybe if you go in, like, you pay to like go in like a tour, you
yeah,
probably.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. And did you drive when you were there in Italy when you were staying?
No, no way. No way. Crazy. It's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh, I'm pretty fearless about driving, but I remember one time when I was in Rome, we got picked up from the airport and this guy in his Mercedes, he was just like, they follow the cars like this, like an inch.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's in all the streets are just kind of, a little more, in my opinion,
They have those
a
roundabouts
little
a lot.
crazy.
Yeah, they have a lot of those roundabouts, that goes boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I move with the metro or just by foot.
Good
Yeah.
for you. Good
Or
for
the
you.
bus. Because yeah, it's easy to get around. It's so easy. And plus I live in a really good area, so
Oh,
it's
good.
definitely I
And
went
it's
far,
better
luckily.
exercise too.
Yeah.
It's better exercise, right? Um,
Right, yeah.
so now you're back in LA and you haven't been here for 2 years. Are you going to try to go back and forth, or are you just going to stay in LA for a while?
Well, I plan to stay in LA till March.
Hmm.
Uh, but it just depends on work. It depends on, if I
Sure.
book something here or book something there or book something wherever that may be.
Right,
I'll
right.
go where I'm needed basically for
Yeah,
that.
of course. That's good. You got to be flexible. So, do you primarily, if you were going to put things in a hierarchy, would you say the acting is first and then the music and then the writing, or how would you see yourself? Do you see yourself more as like a musician actor or an actor musician?
The actor, musician, because I'm really like focused on the acting. Obviously, if all the roles are taken or whatever, hey, I'm a composer as well,
Right, right. You
because
need
I
a
feel like,
musician, I can do that. You need to,
yeah, right. It's like if you need you can't tell me no, right? Just kidding, I'm kidding.
That's
But
true.
I think I don't find a lot of like woman composers. I feel
That's
like that do like soundtrack, like film
true. Hmm. Hmm.
soundtrack.
That's
So,
true.
I like to sell myself a lot as like obviously an actress main thing. But
Hmm.
also I like to squeeze in, I'm a composer as well because I feel like it's not common that you find a woman composer.
And it gives you an extra added thing. Like you said, there's a lot of actors, but actors that compose music, and now you've just done your own movie where you did everything. So you have a lot of stuff to show people.
Yeah, yeah. So it's going really well. So, it's just
Uh,
keeping positive,
as they say, keeping my options open, right?
My options open, right?
Um, so let's see. So your movie, it's already done. It's been the festival route. It's on YouTube now, and now you're just going to start basically auditioning more. Do you have a pretty good agent here in LA, or do you have one yet?
Yeah, I have a commercial agent and my manager.
Hmm.
They're very good. They're really good. And then I have my European agent as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
good, good, good. So on a moment's notice, you can go to Europe and you'll be there.
Yeah, yeah. If I'm needed for a film or whatever, definitely will hop on the plane.
When you were in Rome, were they shooting the House of Gucci? Did you get to see that at all? Because I know they filmed it there.
Yeah, I forgot. What year was it
Gosh,
made?
I don't know. It came out like 2 years ago, but I had a friend that played, gosh, the Lady Gaga part, her lawyer. Gosh, I think it's Mario Opinato. And I don't know if you know. Did you ever meet Mario Opinato? He's an actor there living in Rome, and
Earlier.
yeah,
Sounds
you might have met him. You might have met him because you know how the acting circle is very close in Rome. It seems like, right?
super, especially between Rome and LA and Los Angeles. It's like, oh, you
Really?
know that? Oh yeah, I know him. Oh my gosh. It's like small world. Yeah, yeah. But I don't think I was there when they shot.
I must have been before you moved
I
there.
didn't see
Maybe
it.
they shot it a while ago and then it came out just like I think 2 years ago. So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I moved there in 2021, like toward like the
So
middle
you
of
probably just missed it. Yeah.
probably just missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, hey, what about your robot dating thing? Are you guys still doing that?
oh yeah, my mom directed that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought you
no,
did a good job. You
oh,
did a
thank you. Yeah, we definitely want to continue it. So, let's we're gonna write the next episode
good
and
fingers crossed, right?
to do some more episodes and really put it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a good idea. Really clever idea, you know.
Yeah, well, especially I think in the times now, with all these like artificial intelligence and
Right. And then dating sites, you can put
dating
them on too,
sites, all
right?
of these things, right? So, it's kind of, I think it's a good time to have that out. I think it's fun, it's something fun, making light of it a little bit.
Yeah, and you like to do comedy too, right?
Yeah, I like to do comedy. I specialize more in drama because
Hmm.
I think it's more intense, makes you
Serious.
think a little bit more. But comedy is fun too.
I
If I
used
don't,
to like to do more serious stuff more, but now I like to do comedy because it's a little lighter. So I don't
yeah,
have to get so,
right, exactly.
I've
Yeah.
done the thing, I've done that already. But so now what I was going to ask you was, okay, your music, do you have anything out? Like, have you released anything for under these, or are you mostly just doing composing for like your films and things, or have you ever tried to release it through any of these, like on Apple Music or anything like that?
Yeah, well, I have my like music, well, my songs,
Hmm.
like the singing.
Hmm.
The soundtrack for my short film Inner is
Hmm.
coming out really soon. I'm gonna have that come
Oh,
out. And then after, I'm just always composing. So I'm creating an album right now with all
oh,
my compositions. I always put like orchestra or something, to my compositions, um, to kind of like bring everything out,
mhm.
if needed.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely the compositions besides Inner's compositions aren't gonna come out for another bit, but
Okay.
depending on when I finish, I put everything together, doing the mix, the master, everything's ready, then I'll put the album out for.
I think that's great. And Valentina, I was going to tell you, I think it's really good that you're learning all these different aspects of filmmaking because it's just so important to know, like you like to edit. You're doing like every aspect of the work, so that's really good. You're not a lazy person.
Yeah, I mean, I love being productive.
Uh-huh.
Productive?
Productive, yeah. She's
Yeah,
losing her English,
I'm
everybody.
losing my English. Yeah, I really, oh my gosh, when I came here, I kept speaking Italian
You
because
know,
I'm
you're like, dove la la la, you know.
but yeah, no, it's great, it helped me also, I feel like as an actress, learning behind the scenes as well, learning what goes into this,
Hmm.
and not just a short film, I might only imagine a feature film working behind the scenes,
Hmm. Hmm.
what goes into all of that.
Yeah, it's really quite amazing, and that's why I was going to tell you it's so good that you're doing all these little things. You're learning every aspect of the craft, you know?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you study acting? I mean, did you go to any kind of classes or conservatory or anything like that?
Yeah, well, like I didn't do like an academically,
Hmm. Hmm. But you
but
studied like outside?
yeah, yeah, I studied outside. I did different courses here. And then after in Rome, I did an amazing course. It's called Efil Sitra Acting School.
Hmm.
Amazing. Really something
Really?
really spiritual. A spiritual like journey too. Not just an acting one, like a spiritual, and it really opens you up emotionally,
Hmm.
mentally. Very, very beautiful. And that really changed a lot of that changed the whole ball game for me.
Wow, that's neat. Yeah, and I imagine the Italians, they're so good about the arts, because I remember when I was over there, if they found out you were a singer, or anything, and they were like, "She's a singer," like they don't care if you're like famous or not, like
Yeah,
they
right.
they just respect you,
Yeah.
it seems like.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. That's true.
Anyway, so if people want to get a hold of you right now, they can just find you through your social media, right? But you're going to be getting a website soon.
Yes, I'm gonna be putting up the website. It's about time. I think with everything, going
Time has come. Yeah, well, because you got
time
so
has
much
come. I've been
stuff.
having to do it. Um, yes, and yeah, I'm very active on Instagram.
Mhm.
That's the social
That's your
media.
main thing. Yeah. Yeah, you have a
Yeah,
pretty good following there. I saw that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And okay, so you're building the website. If they want to find you, they'll find you on social media, and then you're going to be releasing your music soon, you said, right?
Yes.
An
Right.
album, right? You said it was an album.
Yeah, the album apart from the inner soundtrack. The inner soundtrack will be the first to come out to just introduce the whole composing,
Hmm. And you said it won an award for the film did. The composing for
Uh,
the film.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't expect that. I just opened it. I'm like, oh my gosh, what? But I was really happy about that. Yeah, I got all.
Awesome. That's congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, that's great. So it's great. It's a great accomplishment. You feel, it's like something
It's kind of validating like all your hard work, right?
exactly. Yeah, and even, that whoever has watched it, most people have like that loved it, and that makes me so happy because it's like my baby, right? So it's like this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted people to relate to that film
Hmm.
some way or the other, and I think that came across. I think I've reached my goal on that.
Well, I think it was a very mature subject matter too. It was deep. I thought it was deep.
Yeah.
So that's good. We don't want to be shallow.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly, definitely. And I like those psychological kind of dramas that make
Uh-huh.
a lot, like you make you really dig deep, like even maybe within yourself kind of thing.
Sure, of course. Yeah,
So
it makes you think,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and I love those.
Well, I know you have an audition today, so I am going to release you out into the wild as my friend, or not my friend, the podcast I listen to, Bill Maher, he always says that I'm going to release you out into the wild. But I want to wish you every luck. And, we actually worked on a film together because I played your mother's mother as a young woman in her 20s, and you
Yeah,
played your mother as a child,
I
right?
remember, of course. I know I was 10 years
Yeah,
old.
in a flashback series of flashback scenes, right? Called
Yeah,
The Dance. So look that up, people. The
the
Dance.
dance. I love
Yeah.
it.
And so, what are you doing with the rest of your day? You have an audition, and then what else are you doing?
I have an audition. I'm probably gonna compose, and after just go out, take a nice. It's a beautiful day, so go out, take a walk, get some things done. Get what I have to get done today. And just run some errands. I'm just catching up on everything still while I've been here. So
It's the LA lifestyle.
LA lifestyle, but it's great. I kind of missed it now being here. It's
Really. This is,
it's nice to be back.
oh, I'm glad that you like it and that you don't, don't that you don't like. I'm glad that you do not like LA or America. I'm glad you like it.
No, it's definitely, I mean, I think it's always good to get a break from every place.
That's true.
But,
Because after a while, when you're in Europe, there's some things over there that bug you, like, God, they're always taking holidays everywhere,
yeah, like, guys. No, but it's great. But sometimes it's good to get like just detached from, it gets intense living in
Yeah,
Italy,
yeah,
so.
yeah, that's true. And everybody knows everybody, it's like,
Hey, come stai, right?
it's
But it's
like
great.
I couldn't
Gotta
go
love
out with one person, like when I was doing these tours over there, that person would tell it, oh, she's going out with that person. It was like
it.
everybody knows everything.
Everyone knows everything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No secrets over there.
That's funny. Well, I want to have you back when you have more things that you want to talk about. And
Yeah, for sure.
maybe you'll have your website up by then, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's many things that are going on. So it's crazy, but in
Oh
a good
my God.
way.
Yeah, and then maybe you can give me some of your music and I can play it like at least at the end of the podcast, So I would like to hear that. Maybe the soundtrack from Inner, right?
Yeah, since it's gonna come out, yeah, we'll see. I'll hear it and make sure that
Yes, that's the one you want and send it to me. Yeah, that sounds great. Well,
cool.
thank you. Thank you so much, Valentina, and I will be talking to you hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. Thank you so much. Thanks.
All right, bye.